planes of existence in D&D, right?
Yeah.
Which plane of existence do you think the food tastes the worst?
I might have to go with like Shadowfell, you know?
Shadowfell. That's fair. Michael?
I don't know, to be honest, because like, I mean, everywhere you go, you'll probably find delicious food. There might be
in their own
like
way.
one or two places that are just absolutely awful, but I don't know, because I feel like the Abyss and Hell, like they would have good food,
but also
just to entice you and to continue your life of sin.
maybe, yeah. I think Barovia. That place sucks. There's like little to no culture there, I feel like. It's really sad
hey Jake,
and dreary.
Here's a fun lore fact for you.
Barovia is the Shadowfell, yes.
Barovia is located in the Shadowfell.
Yeah. but like even further than just the Shadowfell, but Barovia specifically.
Yeah, but you asked for the plane of existence.
You know what? Welcome to Travelers, Tips, and Tales. I'm Jake.
I'm Mike.
And I'm Ben.
And today we're here to bring up a good old tale, because we haven't done those in like a couple months.
Since episode 3.
Yes.
We're finally through all of the character class episodes.
Well, for now.
Yeah. And so we wanted to talk to you guys about another one of our parties that is taking up a good chunk of our time that we've played D&D with. They are called the Royal Flush. And this consists of a couple of rapscallions that we should just state off of here. Is my character is a halfling monk that we talked about in the monk episode. His name is Spade. We also have a life cleric named Ace, played by our good friend Bailey. We also have, I don't know what his class is specifically because it's homebrew, but Hans is a human.
He's a Mistwalker.
Mistwalker, that's what it's called, yeah. A human Mistwalker named Hans that is played by our friend Hayden. And we also have a Eladrin barbarian named Selfie, who is played by our friend Dale. All of these people who have been on the podcast. Also, Michael has 2 other characters, but neither of them are important to this story at all, so screw them, am I right?
Because out of 2 characters, neither of them were there.
This party kind of like had people like dropping in and out of it every now and then, but we stayed pretty consistent for the most part. 2 people have been in the party the entire time that for like every session that we've played, and that's me and Selfie. But that's unimportant. Every now and then, like one of the others will swap in and out, but right now we have like all of them together. It's kind of hectic because you know Michael's playing 2 characters now, but whatever. That's not important.
Hans, by the way, his class Mistwalker was made by the YouTube channel Taking 20. The guys over at Taking 20 made it and released it for free a while back. I think now you have to pay for it now that it's been a certain amount of time, but you know, it's neat.
Yeah, it is neat. But anyways, we're here to talk to you guys and tell you about a specific story from that party. This party takes place in the same desert that we talked about last time we told a tale on the podcast. The desert surrounding the city of Jezima, which is just like the magic capital of Ben's world, pretty much.
Pretty much.
But this doesn't really take place there, because this story is specifically about how we accidentally killed Strahd as a side quest.
Which, in and of itself, one killing Strahd is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
2, making that a side quest. Listen, I know I wasn't there, but I've heard the story multiple times. I know how it happened, why it happened. It still makes no sense.
So yeah, anyone who knows anything about D&D has probably heard of Curse of Strahd, one of the most iconic game, like one of the most iconic campaigns that you can have, or Ravenloft as it was called back in the day. Yeah. This is not a campaign you can play as a side quest. That doesn't make any sense, right?
Yeah.
Like,
but We did.
Strahd is one of the most iconic villains in all of Dungeons and Dragons. He's complex, he's interesting, he's charismatic, he's all that, and then you guys just,
we did it in like 2-3 months.
Yeah. Curse of Strahd, for anybody who's wondering, is a pre-written campaign book that takes place from level 1 to level 10.
Is it 10?
It is 10.
Because that is when you are meant to take on the final fight, is at level 10.
Yeah. I will admit, I think we were like level 11 or 12, maybe? I can't remember exactly.
Yeah. But I also made it.
Yeah, but yeah. Ben did his fair share of tweaking the world.
Homebrew, because Hayden has run the game, Dale has played in the game.
Yeah.
The party had knowledge of the game before.
Yeah. But anyways, this story starts long before we ever stepped foot in Barovia and murdered Strahd. All the way back at a dinner party, believe it or not. Our party just finished up a quest. I can't remember exactly what we were doing, but we just finished up a pretty long quest, and we were thinking about what quest we want to take next, who we want to take it from, if we wanted to try and work towards the main plot of our campaign and try and make some progress there, or just try and make some side money or something.
Yeah,
and
so
we were looking at our options.
You guys made contact with a noble, and you convinced him to throw a party at his estate and invite all the who's in town, so you guys could pick through them and be like, who do we want to take a job from?
Yeah.
That was pretty much the whole point of it.
And so the party starts, and we kind of all split up and go our separate ways to try and, kind of like spread out, talk to people. Different ones of us can go and talk to different people, and then, see what kind of information or quests or whatever they have to offer us, and then we would all meet up and, decide there. Maybe go talk to one person further. Or a couple people, further into detail about what they wanted from us or whatnot. And so, we did that. Most of us. We kind of walked around, talked to some people. One of us got a little wasted, one could say.
A little, yeah. That's
just a bit. And that man goes by the name of Ace.
Or as we like to call him when he's in trouble, Clarence.
And this is definitely one of those times where he's in trouble because he did a no-no. But so basically, Ace kind of has, some mild alcoholism problems. At least at this point in time, for sure. And so he's hugging the bottle, and Hans tries to stop him from drinking because, we're here for business. We're trying to have clear heads, and, it's a reasonable request, from your party member, trying to be serious here. It's also like all the big names in the city that we work in, so, we want to look presentable and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of a bizarre situation if you think about it. Like, this adventuring party is throwing a party with all of their potential clients invited, just so they can be like, look at how great we are.
In someone else's house.
Yeah. But essentially just to be like, look how great we are. Hire us to do jobs.
Yeah.
Like, it's like a fundraiser.
And so, our friend Ace here, he didn't want to give up the bottle. He didn't really like that idea that Hans had there. And so he decided that he was going to put Hans in timeout because Hans was trying to take his bottle of alcohol from him, obviously, which makes sense. So Ace casts a very fun little spell, that clerics that are available to clerics, which he for some reason had prepared today for whatever reason. Don't ask me why, but he did.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, man. When I play a spellcaster that has to prepare their spells every day, that has like access to every spell for that class, I am 9 times out of 10 just going to have a set list of spells that I just have prepared at all times and never change.
That's fair, I guess.
That's just because I'm lazy.
But today, Ace decided to put Hans in timeout with a special spell called Banishment. It's a 4th level spell, if you didn't know.
Seems appropriate. Seems fair.
And I think it'd be fair for me to just read what the spell does for the class real quick. Just so that we're all on the same page, you know. You attempt to send one creature that you can see within range to another place of existence. The target must succeed on a charisma saving throw or be banished. Spoiler alert, Hans failed. If the target is native to the plane of existence you're on, you banish the target to a harmless demiplane. While there, the target is incapacitated. The target remains there until the spell ends, at which point the target reappears in the space it left or in the nearest unoccupied space if that space is occupied. If the target is native to a different plane of existence, the one you're on, the target is banished with a faint popping noise, returning to its home plane. If the spell ends before 1 minute has passed, the target reappears in the space it left or in the nearest unoccupied space, as per usual. Otherwise, the target doesn't return. And they got to figure out their own way back to the first plane. The original.
So, spoiler alert. Hans definitely disappeared with a pop.
Yeah. Problem is that Hans is not from the prime material plane, which, of course, we were on. And you might ask me, why, Traveler Jake, why wouldn't Drunk Ace just, stop concentrating? Like, I mean, he's already, hammered, right? So it's probably kind of hard for him to keep concentration anyways, right? Like, just stop concentrating. I mean, he obviously doesn't want him to not come back. I mean, even if he doesn't know necessarily, he probably wouldn't do the full minute, right? Well, I'll tell you one thing, happy little listener. I don't remember specifically, but maybe he did, maybe he didn't. It wouldn't matter.
He did, in fact, say he was not going to concentrate on it any longer than what turn it took to cast it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, see, the big problem is that Hans is from a very special place. Very special place called Barovia. And the thing about Barovia is that you're not supposed to leave Barovia. And Hans did long, long ago. And Strahd, the ruler of Barovia, who doesn't let anyone out of Barovia, didn't really like that. So he sure as heck wasn't going to let it slide a second time. That's for sure. And so now one of our party members has just been banished to another plane of existence that is very hard to get back from. And we're here, and most of us don't even know yet. And by most of us, I mean all of us, because Hans isn't exactly a talkative person about his past. And so none of us really knew where he was from. We just knew that his mom was a tabaxi, and he is very obviously not a tabaxi. That's about the gist of what we knew of Hans.
Well, and to make it worse, the plane that he was sent to is also a plane on which people are constantly hunting him down because of the fact he escaped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And by people, you mean Strahd's little minions. Because Strahd's hunting him down.
Yeah, Strahd. Yeah. Which is arguably the worst person you want hunting you down.
Of all the options of that plane of existence, I think Strahd's probably the worst one.
It was not a good situation, to say the least.
Yeah.
I will say, the moment he got back, he looked around and he went, no.
Yeah. One can say it was a predicament, at the very least.
And, none of you guys knew he was from Barovia, so...
Yeah, so, cut to us, because this is from my point of view, obviously, because I'm the only important one in this party, obviously. Sorry, that was Spade talking.
It's hard to tell because Jacob doesn't use a voice.
Why you gonna put me on blast? Anyways, so we continue at the party. The two non-drunk people go to the drunk person and go, "Where's Hans?" And the drunk person goes, "Well, he was here a minute ago, but I don't know where he went now." And so we were like, "What the hell?" Okay. So I don't even remember if we talked to anyone else at the party or if we just left or what. But we definitely didn't do anything about Hans for like a day.
Until you realized something was wrong.
Yeah. We were like, well, see, the thing is that we all take boarding in an inn in Jasima. But Hans has a house. So we're kind of used to him just like leaving at some point every day. To go
A house
home.
that he doesn't let the party go to.
Yeah, he like explicitly does not want us to know where he lives for whatever reason. He's just a very secretive man. He's
let one person go. I can't remember if it was Landers or Iggy.
Well,
but it was one of my characters.
Now all of us know where it is. At this point,
yeah,
we've all seen it now. At this point in time, but back then, I don't even think anyone knew where it was yet. But yeah, so we don't even do anything about it for like a day. And then we go, Hans still isn't back. So we go to look into it a little bit. I don't even know how we figure it out. Or I think Drogo sends for us. He asks for us.
You guys went to go ask Drogo because Drogo knew Hans better than any of you guys because
That's fair. Yeah.
Fun fact, Drogo is one of my characters who also managed to escape Barovia long ago, but without defeating Strahd.
Yeah.
So that makes two people in my entire world that have managed to do this. Strahd cut a deal with Drogo. He let Drogo go for reasons. And once Drogo was out, him being a powerful wizard, he put a spell over Barovia to keep everyone else out, or at least he tried.
Yeah.
Problem is, when Hans got banished, it was at exactly that time that Drogo, and I had set up for this, weirdly enough. I had said Drogo's going out of town to go do a thing, because you guys went on a side quest to help him figure out if it needed to be done. He was strengthening the barrier. That was suddenly shattered as Hans's essence was flung straight into it.
So we go to talk to Drogo. And we're like, hey, do you know where Hans is? Like, we haven't seen Hans in like a day. He comes and talks to you all the time about whatever. Who knows? Who
and
cares?
He was like, oh no. Is that who that was?
We're like, what do you mean?
And he was like, that's a problem. You guys should definitely take care of that problem.
So now our party's really forced into a corner because before we could have just like turned the cover of the book and just been like, you know what, Hans was a good guy. This sucks, Moving on. We could have been like jerks about it, but
yeah, Hans didn't really get close to a whole lot of people in the beginning.
Yeah. So now we're kind of backed into a corner because now we got to go fix the whole Barovia problem anyways, so I guess we should go rescue Hans, whatnot.
And Drogo sends you guys into Barovia without any of your equipment, which you left at home. At the inn.
Did we not have... Oh yeah, we didn't have any equipment
at first. Yeah. He had to send the bag in separate.
Yeah. Which, funny enough, is just my bag.
Yeah.
Because, I had the bag of holding, so it was mostly only my stuff.
Well, he shoved everyone else's stuff into it.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
that he could get his hands on. But, yeah. You guys, when you first got there, you were like, wait, did we not have our equipment? And I was like, nope. And you guys were like,
we were like,
no!
But we would have grabbed it, right? And you were like, nope. but we went to talk to Drogo. We knew we were coming here, right? And you were like, nope. We were like, dang it. Oh, well. But yeah. So we're in Barovia. We just got our stuff care packaged to us. And we don't know where the heck we are. So we just start wandering around for a bit. We we appear on a path, and so we just start following the path around. And good old DM here made sure that we connected back to Hans pretty quickly, so that way he wouldn't just be like here but not playing for too long. so we stumble into Hans, luckily enough, at a nearby bar. And the first thing he does is like slap Ace.
He punches him. He just sucker punched him.
Yeah. And then Ace gets mad, and we were like, hold on. No, you were stupid. You banished Hans. That's dumb. Why'd you do that? And Ace was like, yeah,
because at this point,
Hans, like good guy.
At this point, Hans reveals what exactly happened that night.
Yeah.
On that cold desert night, trying to take a bottle of alcohol away from our cleric, he was just like, no, banish. Hans is like, no, wait.
So yeah, we yell at Ace for a little bit, and whatnot. We do a couple
20
other
actual
things.
minutes. It was like 20 real world minutes of you guys just being like, what did you do?
My favorite thing about this whole story, though, I'm going to go back a bit, though, because I just thought about it, because you were saying like 20 real minutes, is the cliffhanger that was the session of right when Hans gets banished. And slowly but surely, each of us in the Discord call just goes, wait a second. I think I caught on first, because Bailey goes, I need you to make a charisma saving throw. And I go, a charisma saving throw? I was expecting like a wisdom saving throw. What's a charisma saving throw? And I was thinking, and I go, wait a second. Wait. Bailey, are you doing what I think you're doing? And you're like, he was like, I don't know. And then slowly but surely, everyone else in the call was like, you fool, you idiot. Because like we as players know his backstory, but our characters don't, of course.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
We're like, you're so dumb. And Bailey was like, what? But yeah. So.
And then the session got cut early by like
yeah,
hours.
And then Ben goes. So, if you guys don't mind, I'm gonna end it here because all of a sudden I have to read all of Strahd, and everyone in the Discord call was like, you know what, that's cool. You do that.
That's fair.
That's totally
fair.
Understandable.
You know,
have a great day.
Yeah. You make a really good point. Yeah. Good luck with that, man. And so here we are. We're in Barovia now. We do a couple things. We walk around. We fail an escort mission. We kill a guy that we just killed.
You failed a very important escort mission.
Yeah, we failed a very important escort mission. We had to re-kill someone that we like just killed like a week ago in game.
Yeah.
It was really pain in the backside that he was back. We got kicked out of Valaki because they thought that one of us was a vampire.
It was
fought
Hans.
A hag. It was Hans. Yeah, it was Hans. Spoiler alert, it was Hans.
Because Hans did a thing called mist walking. You know who else can turn into mist and walk through things? Vampires.
We fought a hag, I'm pretty sure.
Fought 3.
All that stuff, that's not that important. That was just like literally a month of us playing D&D and us just like not doing the objective for whatever reason.
Hans was afraid. Hans was afraid
of Strahd, pretty much. That's pretty much the reason. But so here we go. We start walking up to the castle.
I would like to say something to that effect, though. I remember specifically all of the players being afraid.
Yeah.
I remember you guys as players saying, how are we going to fight Strahd? There's no way we can win. And you guys went in there at the level of which you were required minimum to fight him.
Yeah. Yeah. We were
just wanted to make sure that was known.
As players, we were a bit skeptical of our abilities, but as characters, I mean, at least for my character, he was ready. He's like, I don't care. This is another dude, right? I mean, he doesn't know anything about Strahd. This man grew up in a desert. He doesn't know anything about anything. He knows stuff about sand.
And the sun. Although that's a more recent thing.
Yeah, this is a more recent thing. He didn't really know too much about the sun. Like was like in class and he just kind of like didn't pay attention. But he like secondhand learned about the sun. and a god that embolizes it.
Yeah.
But, whatever. That's not important yet. So here we are at the front of Strahd's castle. Poop in our pants, pee in our pants. We open the door. We start walking around, looking around.
Then the first thing you guys hear is organ music playing.
Oh,
and you guys are like, are you just setting the mood or what? And I was like, no, there's a guy playing an organ in the room next to you guys. And they were like, oh. You go.
Is it like that classic vampire organ?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is exactly
and they get in there and there's Strahd playing the organ.
Yeah. And so we walk up to Strahd and he's playing the organ. And then we have a little chit chat with him.
He invites you guys to sit for dinner.
Yeah. I can't remember if any of us ate anything or not.
Ace used Purify Food and Drink on everything, and then the alcohol didn't taste like alcohol anymore.
And then he was probably upset.
Juice. And then someone shot him, and then he disappeared, because he was an illusion the whole time.
Yeah, but that's not important. So then we just wander around his castle for like literally 2 hours of us in game. Like of real time. 2 hours or so of us literally just wandering around his castle. And every time Ben's like, do you guys want to go? There's like this many doors in this room. And I go, I don't know. Let's go through this one. And we like barely even backtracked at all just because there was so many rooms in that gosh darn castle. It's so freaking big. And there's like a bunch of like trap doors and stuff. And so like there's always like little passageways that you could go through. Like there's no dead ends, I feel like. It's absurd. We had a couple encounters. We like talked to this dude in a library who's like really crazy and like other stuff. I can't remember exactly. But like there's a bunch of stuff. We snooped around in Strahd's room.
No, the guy in the library, he led you to an elevator. He was like, I can lead you to my master. And you guys were like, yeah. Okay. So he led you to a thing, and then elevator, like, it closed in around you guys.
And it trapped us.
And then trapped you. And then gas started leaking. And then everyone kept, like, trying to fall asleep. And then somebody would make the save, wake somebody else up. Then the person who woke them up would fall asleep. And then the person who's up is, like, waking somebody else up. Just to, like, try not to fall asleep. Because if all of you guys fell asleep, it would have taken you straight to Strahd.
But we didn't.
You did not.
We held strong, like true adventurers. And
then your barbarian killed that one guy.
And stole his ring.
Yeah.
Thus creating Greedy Selfie for the rest of the game. Whether she had the ring or not. At that day, she changed.
That's for another time.
She just doesn't get the perks anymore of the ring because we didn't let her take it we made her get rid of it.
Yeah, but then you guys work your way up to the castle again, and you find your way into Strahd's bedroom.
Yeah, we're like snooping around his stuff and whatnot. And we find this lady there, right?
Yeah, so there was a couple times. You found like the guest bedroom, and there was like a girl in there, like an actual human girl who was like, Strahd is so lovely, he would never hurt a hair on my head. You guys said, you should go explore the wall. You should, like, walk around the castle. Like, just get out of the room. And she was like, okay, I'm going to go explore now. That's important for later. You guys search the room. I think you found Irina, which is Strahd's wife that you guys failed to protect in the first place. So you guys have to fight Irina now because she's, like, trying to kill you guys. And then you guys successfully kill Irina in, like, 2 seconds flat. It was astonishing. And in through the window bursts a cloud of bats. As Strahd comes in, pissed off because you just killed his wife that he brainwashed.
All I gotta say is that a lot of people try and kill us all the time. And a lot of the times, it happens in, like, 2 seconds flat. That's their problem, okay?
Yeah, but then pissed off Strahd was your problem.
Mm-hmm. A problem that was indeed.
Yeah. So then Strahd's pissed off now. Strahd is done with the pleasantries. He's here to kick your ass. But first, he takes her body and he ghosts out of the room. He gets out of there. And you guys are like, follow him. So you run out. And he disappears for like 30 minutes of like in-game time. You guys are looking around. You're like, can't find him.
Yeah.
And eventually you spot him at the very top of the tallest tower in Castle Ravenloft. Just crouching there, brooding. So, for context, there's 2 towers in Ravenloft. One's, like, somewhat tall, and the other one's extremely tall. And he's on the extremely tall. They're kind of close to
each other. They're kind of not too far from each other.
So the party is like, all right, we got to get this guy. We're going to split up. We're going to send Spade and Selfie up the tower. Because they can climb walls.
Here's the thing. Spade is a monk who can run up walls, like, most monks. And Sophie, I can't remember why, but can walk on walls.
She has spider climbing.
Yeah, she has spider climbing. So we were just like, all right, how about we just walk up the wall and get to him?
And even if you couldn't run up the walls, Spade is insanely quick as it is.
Yeah, because he's a monk, so he has, like, a butt ton of speed. He also has both the squat nimbleness and mobile feet, which puts him at 30 instead of 25 for being a halfling, plus the extra 10, plus all of his monk speed. Plus he has these special handy-dandy boots that are called the Boots of Speed, which double all of that. So, he's pretty quick. So we're going to go up, the 2 of us are going to go up the tower. And then the 2 other ones, Hans and Ace, are going to go up the smaller tower, a bit off to the side, and they're going to use a bunch of range stuff. Because, like, Hans uses a bow, and then Ace just, like, guiding bolt.
Guiding bolt.
Which, I mean, this time I can't blame him for doing instead of healing because it's vampire, so radiant damage is pretty important. But anyways, so we start going up the wall, and Strahd is like, no, that's not okay.
Yeah. He pulls out his spell book.
Mm-hmm.
Dun, dun, dun. And he makes a gust of wind appear that blows Spade off the top of the tower.
It's like this area of wind.
Yep. And it blows Spade off the top of the tower, and he is like, oh no.
So I'm free falling, and so I use my little dope monk stuff to fall directly, like aerodynamically fall with style, like Buzz Lightyear out here. And I glide my way over somehow to the smaller tower. So I don't take nearly as much damage from the first place because it's like 3/4 or 2/3 of the drop instead of, whatever. I don't know. It's like X amount of feet shorter because it's the other tower. And then I use, in that one turn, I do all of my speed things. Like, I click my boots, I action dash, I step of the wind, and I get all the way back up to right next to Strahd the same turn that I fell. And I was just like, what's up? And he just kind of like looked at me bug-eyed like, uh-oh, this was gonna be tricky.
Meanwhile, directing the gust of wind down at Selfie, who's not even on top of the tower yet.
Yeah. But
yeah. So,
a bit more fighting happens. Spade tries to punch Strahd and whatnot. Strahd keeps slipping away from him. Hans does this fancy little Mistwalker thing where he can disarm people. And so he makes Strahd lose his spellbook. He like teleports it like 10 feet to the left or something. And
which makes it fall off the tower.
At the top of the tower is a lot worse than just like in a room or wherever. Like, it's not just on the ground, it's way down there. But yeah. So, at that point, I believe, is the point where Strahd thinks to himself, why am I trying to fight this tricky little booger with the fast hands when I could go and take out those two bozos over there?
Oh, by the way, and during this entire time, Strahd kept pissing them off because he would do this thing, with his lair action, where he would just phase through solid objects. Mm-hmm. And he would phase through the floor of the tower, regenerate some health, and then come back up like 2 rounds later, and then beat the crap out of them some more.
And us beat the crap out of him. Trust and sure.
But you guys weren't healing.
Yeah. Not passively, at least.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Strahd decides to go and float over to the other guys. And this is like just at the point that Selfie reaches the top of the tower.
Yeah.
She's a lot slower than I am.
I remember I spectated for this fight.
Mm-hmm. And this isn't even the part that you spectated yet, because I remember the spot that because this fight took place over 2 different sessions, and I remember the exact point that it cliffhangered, and it's actually almost there in our tale here. So Strahd is over at the other end, and he's like throwing hands with the other 2, Ace and Hans, and Spade over here thinks to himself...
Wait, hold on. You missed the most important part of this.
Oh, okay,
he phased away, and you guys were like waiting for him to pop back up, because he's been doing this whole fight.
Yeah.
Whereas I think Ace was the only one who noticed it. He sees this little wisp of cloud slowly coming from one tower to the other tower. And he's like, guys? And he guiding bolts it, and Strahd turns back into his material form, perched on the side with his hands up, and he draws his sword and just starts messing people up. And then Spade and Selfie look over, they're like, oh crap.
We're on the wrong tower.
Yeah.
We're on the wrong tower. And so Spade thinks to himself, well, I survived this fall last time, right? I already fell from the top of this to the bottom to the top of that, and it wasn't too bad, you know. So let's go for it again. And so this is where we end that first session, because Ben, you know, like a normal sane DM, he ended the session at the top of the turn order, and Spade just so happened to go first next turn, and I was thinking about it in the past turn. I was like, I think I know what I'm gonna do. And then Ben goes, all right, we're gonna end it there for this week. And then the next session that we were gonna play was gonna be in person, because this is the long before times, before COVID-19.
Yes.
This is PC pre-COVID.
The nice before times. The next session we were actually going to play in person.
Yeah, which is a big deal in general, because a lot of the people in this game can't get together in person.
Which is the point of the game in the first place, was originally so that we could play with our friends that
because like play Bailey's a state away.
Yeah.
And like another one of our friends is like an hour away, like another person's like another hour away. It's like in different directions.
And I'm always available to play, so that's why I'm in the game.
Yeah. So
my schedule's very open, so that's why
Bailey was gonna be in town today for this particular event. And this was the day before the final end to my other campaign too. We got them both done in one go, didn't it? Yeah.
Yes, we did this. We ended this side quest and the actual final session of the other campaign, of the long campaign that we never named. I always referred to it as the Cade campaign because, I mean, he's the one character that's consistent through the whole thing. So
I'm just gonna call it Cade's adventure because it kind of it's like it's Cade and Swingy's adventure. Like
I hate to be egotistical and just have it all focused on me, but I'm the only consistent thing throughout the entire thing. You know,
Cade and Swingy, because Swingy was the first half of that campaign.
Yeah,
and then Swingy and Declan were the first half of that campaign, and then Cade
I count
and his
that
friends.
as a whole different adventuring party. I count those
they
as
were
two different.
They were
campaigns.
a totally different party
in the same sense that.
But they were half the story.
Is different than the Royal Flush campaign. But yeah.
But they were half the story because it all led up to that one big thing with both of them. But
it all.
That's a tale for another day.
Yeah. Which we will keep saying until we inevitably tell that tale.
or we just let it fizzle out.
There's no way we never talk about that story. But anyways, so here it is. We're all in person. All the homies are gathered around the table. We actually have physical dice in front of us for the first time in a long time since we played this game, these characters, because we normally play it online, and so we roll online. We have actual dice, which is one of my favorite parts. I'm sitting here. Combat's starting up. I start playing the Rocky music on my phone into my earbuds.
He did.
Because I'm going into the zone here. Here it is. Spade from the top rope, a.k.a. the top tower, jumps off, does his weird monk stuff to make sure that he lands. He aims with his body and whatnot. And he freaking sucker punches Strahd in the back of the head from the top tower down to the second tower. Not taking slow fall, just saying, hey, I'm going to take this damage so long as he takes some of this damage. I'm not trying to slow down at all. I'm trying to torpedo into this man with my
fist. As a
fist.
DM, what I did was I rolled the full fall damage, and then I dealt half of it to each of them.
Yeah.
Because he successfully did an acrobatics check to angle himself just right. And
hit
his attack.
Rolled for attack. Yep.
So that was a thing. And then what I said was, all that damage that hits Strahd, it acts like you hit Strahd for 80-something damage, right?
It's huge hit. Yeah, it was a lot of damage. You
took it straight to your arm.
Yes.
So your arm shattered.
Yeah. My bones inside my arm, no more. They're gone.
Spade went from being this monk to just being Deku from My Hero.
I mean, kind of. I mean, I'm like a boxer. This is his thing. But this is very not boxer-esque, but So yeah, Spade's here with only half of his weapons.
Yeah. And then the fight begins in earnest.
Just the left hook. Yeah, this is where the fight really starts. I know Strahd takes over Hans.
Strahd did mind control Hans. Yeah. And then Hans started fighting you guys, and you guys were like, Hans, oh crap, we have to fight Hans now too.
So we sent Selphie to go deal with Hans, and she fully took care of him for the entire fight. Just keeping him busy. And then me and Ace just try and hone in on Strahd. And there's this point where, a bunch of blows go back and forth. A lot of damage over the next, 5 turns or so. Spade is here making one less attack per turn or something. I can't remember how exactly we ruled it because I broke my freaking arm. But I think I actually passed out for a couple turns. Just I didn't even hit my minimum. I didn't even hit 0, but I just went unconscious because I blacked out from all of the pain.
Yeah. But then Strahd did something that under any other circumstances would have been a good idea. Because Ace did this thing. He used a spell called Sunlight.
Uh-huh.
Which, for anyone who doesn't know, is really bad for a vampire. Strahd's not regenerating health this whole time. He's just fighting. He's like, you know what? I need a health boost. So he grabs poor old Spade.
Poor little old Spade. Good old Spade.
And he goes and he tries to bite him in the neck. And he succeeds, actually.
This man mistakes me for a chicken nugget.
Indeed.
What
and
a
he tries to take a big old munch out of that chicken nugget called Spade. And at that moment, the moment his fangs pierce the skin, there's a blinding flash of light from freaking the 2 holes that just got poked into his neck. Everyone looks over, they're like, what the heck is going on? Strahd is burning his eyes out. He's like, he lets you go. He stumbles back. Everyone's like, what in the world just happened? Your entire body lights up, your arm heals, you get these like radiant energy on your fists, and you're just like, oh yeah, let's go.
The adrenaline
Spade got a subclass change.
He got a subclass change.
Spade may or may not have changed from Way of the Open Hand to the Way of the Sun Soul. Because he's from the desert. You know, it's thematic. I didn't just want to do it because I wanted to go Super Saiyan and whatnot. No, that totally wasn't it. It's because I'm from the desert, right?
But that being said,
good excuse.
You did go Super Saiyan that day.
I did go Super Saiyan that day. Bro, light was like shooting out of my eyeballs. I was like, what's up, Strahd?
Yeah, and Strahd was like, crap.
So what Ben did is I just got one free turn of the entire subclass, or what I would have had unlocked at my level, of course. So I had one turn where I could do whatever I wanted with the subclass, even though I was the other subclass.
Spade unlocked his avatar state.
Yeah, pretty much. I just went ham on this boy for a turn, and I'm pretty sure I dealt some massive damage in that turn.
You did. And then after that one turn, your eyes stopped glowing, your fists stopped glowing. You're like, man, that was awesome.
Hey, but I was still riding the high, bro. I was still in it. I was in the zone. My arm was back. I was focused.
So at this point, Strahd's like, that's it. I gotta get out of here. I gotta regenerate. So he jumps off the tower himself. And he lands down below, gracefully. Doesn't crack the building or anything. But he lands down below, and he's down there. He's leaning against the wall, because he's like, they won't follow me down here.
We follow him down there.
Well, in that one round, he had a full turn down there. To be like, no one's following. In that one round that he was alone, Spade, you ran down the wall, and then you caught up with him, and then he was like, crap, now I can't get away, but I'm not taking sunlight damage, so I don't care. Ace is standing at the top, missed a guiding bolt, so he still didn't take radiant damage. Everyone's like, no.
No, this stupid guy's gonna do it again.
Selphie smashes Hans into the ground with her maul. Knocks him completely unconscious. Then walks over to the edge, looks down there, and jumps. And lands directly behind Strahd, cracking the ground.
Yeah.
And then he turns around, he's like, what? And then she raises her maul and just smashes his head into the freaking ground. She got the final blow on Strahd that day.
Yeah.
While Ace was healing Hans up on the top.
Yeah.
And in that moment, Strahd's misty self kind of wafted away, and you guys were like, should we chase it? And everyone was like, yeah.
Yeah, well, half of us were like, is he dead? And the other half of us were like, I don't think so. He was like, well, should we go after it? Well, I guess. Where's it going? I don't know. And so thus ensues another 2 hours of us wandering around this castle.
Yeah.
2 hours of real time.
Yeah, before eventually finding your way into the basement where you found Strahd's coffin.
Well, first off, we find a bunch of other coffins that give us trouble for a bit.
Yeah. Because you guys got cursed.
Are already used up, resources and stuff. We're all, really tired from the Strahd fight. You
guys kill all of Strahd's other wives that he had.
Yeah.
You guys killed a bunch of, random vampires that were down there guarding him. You guys got through a trap that he left behind. You guys had to kill some wraiths. It was a or some whites. There were some whites. You guys had to go through a lot of trouble, but eventually you finally get down there, and you throw back the lid, and there's Strahd lying there, and Ace pulls out a thing that he literally didn't use the entire time, even though he had it. He pulls out his sword of sunlight. And he stabs Strahd through the chest. And he kills him.
What a great idea.
And for all.
That sounds like such a good idea.
I know, right? I made sure he had it, and he just didn't use it the whole time. And I was like, this is fine.
But yeah. So then we, said that our characters did a more careful sweep through of the castle and whatnot, looted it all or whatever. We gave it to our good friend Hans. It's now his castle. We freed Barovia.
Yep. And then Hans immediately announced that Barovia was under new management. That he was taking over and everyone should be afraid. He assigned some new jobs. He put his mom in charge of running the castle while he's away. Barovia was relocated to the Prime Material Plane so that you guys could use it as a base if you wanted to, and then you guys never went back.
Nope. Got a whole castle. Isn't that cool?
Yep. Isn't that neat? With landers around, it would take you 5 seconds to get there.
But yeah, that there is the story about how we accidentally killed Strahd as a side quest.
For now. The story for now. Because the Royal Flush is not over yet.
Yeah, we're still playing.
Hans still has some development to go through, and there's some stuff that needs to be taken care of around Barovia and beyond. So perhaps this story will continue. Perhaps it will get a chapter 2 one day. Guess we'll have to wait and see.
Well, I mean, there's plenty more stories for the Royal Flush. It's just that's the end of this one.
But this story in particular might just get a chapter 2.
Well, maybe. Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like the sound of that. Why does that make me think that somehow there's going to be a Strahd 2.0?
You know what that makes me think, Michael? That makes me think we get to play more D&D, so I'm cool with it.
Anyways.
Well, my coworker gave me these dice, and they're covered in blood splatter, and I really want to use them for something. So,
ooh, you could just kill another one of Michael's characters.
Ooh, that's always a fun pastime.
Anyways, you can follow us on YouTube, Travelers Tips and Tales. You can go to our Instagram, Travelers Tips and Tales, our Facebook, Travelers Tips and Tales, our Twitter @TipsTales, Tumblr, Travelers Tips and Tales. You can go to our Patreon where we have cool things, and you get early access to all of our episodes, and you get to support a stream that hopefully you guys enjoy at Travelers Tips and Tales. And you can go send us an email at travelerstipsandtales@gmail.com. You can also check out our website, travelerstipsandtales.com, where you can get kind of a sneak peek at the type of homebrew content that Ben releases for you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
Until then, adventure away.